Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn for RootForAmerica.com, and I've got a message for Donald Trump. Don't change a thing. Donald, from the moment you started running for president, the biased liberal mainstream media, government bureaucrats, career politicians, lawyers, lobbyists, establishment Republicans, and various corporate CEOs who are all in bed together have tried to damage you, destroy you, or change you. But you stuck to your guns. You charged ahead and you did it your way. You didn't change a thing. You spoke directly to the people. You spoke over the heads of the elitist, globalists, and one-worlders. You understood that they didn't have the best interests of America, American workers, or the great American middle class in mind. And guess what? It worked. The Republicans who criticized you have all been wrong. You've marginalized them one by one. Mitt Romney, Jeb Bush, John McCain, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell. Let's not forget commentators like Charles Krauthammer, Bill Kristol, Eric Erickson, Ben Shapiro, the editors of the National Review. They're all meaningless now. When Karl Rove and George Will go on air, we all now change the channel because we know exactly what they say and think. They're anti-Trump because to them, Trump really means change. Real change, not Barack Obama BS change, real change. And they don't want it. So Trump has rendered them meaningless. Now, it's Paul Ryan's turn. You've beaten them all, Donald. Their thinking, their language, their ideas don't win elections, don't appeal to middle class or working class Americans. They no longer matter. The GOP is your party now because you tell the truth. You speak with raw emotion. You're politically incorrect. You tell it like it is, even if it shocks some who've never heard straight talk before. It worked. You vanquished the 16 best candidates in GOP history. You destroyed them. You made them disappear. Even more remarkably, they raised and spent hundreds of millions of dollars. You spent almost nothing and you won. Your raw truth beat their big money. Heck, these politicians all became rich men on our money. Look at U.S. Senator Harry Reid. He entered the Senate with modest means. Today he's one of the richest members. How did that happen? Donald is the only one who could put a stop to it. The test run was beating all the big money interests and their candidates in the GOP primary. Donald, if you stick to your guns, you'll do the same to Hillary Clinton or whomever the Democrats wind up nominating if she's indicted by the FBI or recommended for indictment by the FBI before the convention. This election is yours if you just be yourself. Don't change a thing. That's what got you to this amazing place at this point in time. Now it's Paul Ryan's turn to become irrelevant in his own party, to become meaningless, to disappear. Republicans have won nothing on a national basis with Paul Ryan's image and ideas. He's boring, traditional, moderate, vanilla, and establishment. He won't take a gamble. You've been a riverboat gambler your whole life. You've been up and down. You've been close to disaster, yet you've come out of it with $10 billion and one of the great business empires and brands in history. What's Paul Ryan built? He's been in the GOP leadership for 8 long years while Obama damaged the economy in the country. He was there while Obama stuffed taxes, regulations, spending, Obamacare, and outrageous illegal executive orders down our throats. And Ryan and his GOP establishment buddies did nothing. They were and are powerless, feckless, impotent cowards. They allowed it to happen. They didn't fight like Americans. They waved a white flag like the French. So when Paul Ryan disavows your comments about the Mexican-American judge in your Trump U case and calls you words like racist, consider it a badge of honor. He's the coward and the appeaser who waves the white flag every time the left cries foul. And you know why they cry foul? Because you're winning. Right when victory's upon us, inches away from the goal line, at the very moment our tactics are working, that's when liberals cry foul, scream racist, and the GOP establishment and the cowards cry uncle. That's Paul Ryan. He's the typical Republican leader who brings a knife to a gunfight. He plays by gentlemen's rules while liberals bring machine guns and cut us to shreds. They're banging our brains in, and Ryan keeps playing by gentlemen's rules. He thinks it's badminton with Muffy at the country club, but it's war, and we need a wartime leader, and that's you, Donald Trump. Quite simply, Ryan and his fellow establishment cronies are either idiots or sleeping with the enemy. Donald Trump didn't say anything racist. He just told the truth. It isn't his Mexican heritage that makes the judge unfit to oversee the Trump University case. It's his membership in a La Raza lawyers group. It's his past statements about his Mexican heritage. It's his handing out college scholarships to legal aliens. This judge can't be trusted to oversee a Donald Trump case any more than the Democrat mayor of Sanctuary City, San Jose, and his La Raza-affiliated police chief. That San Jose police chief ordered his 250 riot police to stand down and do nothing while Trump supporters were beaten and bloodied right in front of him. It's time to speak truth. It's time to call a traitor a traitor. These people in power have an agenda. They're not on our side. They're not on your side. We need to call them out. None of the people in power can be trusted anymore, whether they be white, black, Mexican, or any other race or creed. They're all part of the system. They're all out to protect the way things are done, to protect their power, their crony capitalism, their obscene pensions, the open borders that kill middle-class jobs and lower our wages but help big business. They're all in on the scam to destroy America's middle and working class, make us dependent on government, to give the power to the elite, to leave the rest of us powerless and at their mercy. Trump hit the nail on the head again. This case is about so much more than a judge's race or heritage. It's about a corrupt and biased judiciary and legal system in bed with the DC establishment ruling class. Here are the questions that need to be asked about Trump's case. Number one, who put lawyers in charge? Who says they have our best interests in mind? Or is their only goal to protect the government and the ruling class and hurt people like Donald Trump who stand up against the power elite? Number two, a judge is supposedly 100% impartial. Really? How is that possible when he belongs to advocacy groups that are opposed to what Donald Trump and conservatives like me stand for? His Mexican heritage does not matter. His belonging to the La Raza lawyers of San Diego, giving away scholarships to illegal aliens matters. Paul Ryan is either too stupid to see that or too scared to be called a racist to tell the truth. Could an innocent black kid get a fair trial from a judge who belongs to a white supremacist group? Could a white cop get a fair trial from a judge who marches in Black Lives Matter protests and denounces cops as racist? Any judge who belongs to groups that oppose the defendant's views must be removed from the case. Number three, why doesn't the system require that both parties to any legal action agree on the judge? Why should any defendant's case hinge on the luck of the draw? Why should a defendant have to pray for a judge who's fair versus one with an agenda? Donald Trump should turn this into a teachable moment about the unfairness of the legal system, how it is stacked against anyone fighting the system and the elite DC establishment. This is a case of big government, big business, big media, politicians, lawyers, lobbyists, judges, and a corrupt legal system tilted against anyone fighting corruption, fighting big government, and fighting the system. Don't run from it, Donald. Don't back down. Instead, double down. You'll become a folk hero and the next president of the United States. And as far as Paul Ryan, ignore him. He's old guard. He's a loser. He's another Mitch McConnell. He's the new John Boehner. Paul Ryan is the reason the GOP is losing America. I'm Wayne Allyn Root for Root for America. God bless America.